Hi Virgo, welcome to your full moon in Cancer reading for January 6, 2023. Happy Gregorian calendar New Year. I personally like the spring as my new year, but we had some pretty good energy around the 21st, around the solstice, to be making intentions, so I'll count it. All right, so your theme for the coming 2 weeks under this full moon that closes out cycles is the Hierophant card. These are institutions and agencies and organizations like religious organizations, the government, any organization you can think of, schools, hospitals, the IRS, etc., etc. And it can be the smaller institutes as well. Any place where you have to ask permission for something. This card is not my favorite card. 5 always brings change. And the Hierophant for me is, well, 5 is, it brings change, but it's also instability. And so for a lot of people, this is tradition and traditional values. So there's that too. I mean, however, 5 is instability that pushes us to find stability. And we don't always get all the information with the Hierophant card. So let's see how that works out for you in the coming 2 weeks. You may have to be dealing with these institutes. You have the Devil card. So those are things that we are attached to, things that we can't let go, something that is not good for us. It's situations that don't gel properly or don't seem to go right. And you have another 5 with the 5 of Wands. So this is this can be strife. It can be agitation. And the devil would certainly do that, as would organizations, as far as I'm concerned. Now, here's the interesting thing I always find very interesting with these 2 cards, and I'm kind of glad they came out together. Because the Hierophant, if you see, the hand holds up 2. It holds up 2 fingers, hides 3. Well, maybe some people say 3 is up and 2 are down. It doesn't matter. It's not the full hand that the devil shows you. The devil shows you the full hand. That means that it's really blatantly showing you what you need to detach from, what you need to let go of, what's not doing you any good anymore. So these can be addictions. It can be anything we're attached to that we need to let go of, relationships, sugar, watching too much television, gaming too much, anything that you're overdoing something and it's not doing you any good. It's not helpful to you in any sense of the word with the Devil card. And the 5 of Wands is feeling that agitation from it. So in some cases, it can be that we look to organizations to help us to let go of these things that aren't good for us anymore. I mean, this could be Alcoholics Anonymous. It could be a religion that helps us move through things. It can be a place where they do meditation dogmatically that helps you to detach from things. But this is like, I would say with the devil, these can be arguments and scuffles. It can also be a sort of a light challenge or a fun sort of challenge, but I don't think so. Not with the devil. Not with the Devil card. All right, let's go further, see what's going on. So there is definitely some change with the 2 5s, for sure. All right, so you're behaving as the Queen of Pentacles. That's my Aquarius card. This is a New Age healer-ish type person, or it could be a nurse, a practitioner of some sort, a dietitian, somebody who really works with the things of the earth. They're very practical people, however, And that's where the nutrition or dietitian comes in, that kind of thing. And you have the Judgment card. So this is barriers that fall away, walls that fall away, and the Judgment card is somebody who takes very practical measures to change things, or you would be taking practical measures to change things, and sort of it's the Judgment is a rebirth. So what I'm seeing is there is a cycle here that is negatively based, that is closing out now. It's caused a lot of agitation, it's caused a lot of conflict, could be an internal conflict, but it could also be with other people. And it just, with the Devil card, it just doesn't, there's something very negative with it that has happened or that happens through this particular thing. Now, there's a lot going on in the world with governments and that sort of thing. So maybe on a world scale, if you've been paying too much attention, being on social media way too much, it could have had a detrimental effect to you. It could have caused some headaches, some tension, some high blood pressure, that kind of energy in you. And with the Queen of Pentacles there, it's time to back away. It's time to go out into nature. It's time to, take more walks. It's time to change your diet. It's that kind of energy that I'm seeing here. And you're kind of making that judgment call with the Judgment card there. You're saying, all right, enough is enough. Now it's time. But what is being closed out is the Devil and the Five of Wands, the agitation, and I think that's very good. And so now you're just trying to maybe find some healing, something beneficial for you to do to remove yourself from this, or to kind of clear it out of your system. And you have the Hanged Man here, okay? So the Hanged Man is things are not in your hands at the moment. You're not steering the ship. You're not driving the car. You're the passenger. And this is about seeing things from another perspective, which would make perfect sense with the Devil card for me. But it's also like having faith, having the faith of a child. And if you do that, this card definitely says, if you do that, you get what you want, or you get what's necessary, you get what you need. And you get to gain some wisdom. You get to gain a new perspective on situations. It's very enlightening. You can see the halo around his head. This is the card of Odin, who gives his eye for knowledge. So in a way, you kind of give up control for knowledge with this card. And along with that, you have the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups is a little bit of confusion in choices. You may have a lot of choices. The planets could have a play here because these are the 7 planets that have something to offer you. And this card just fell out, so I'm going to give that to you. As I said, something offered. So there can be a new path, and I do believe you are detaching and letting go of anything that is negative, anything that causes agitation, finding some internal healing, maybe even shifting judgment about some of these organizations or groups. And for me, I have a feeling that they weren't good for you. I mean, the 2 5s are matching with the Devil card for me. So I don't think it was good for you. However, you can use an organization for the betterment of yourself, to get healing, what have you, hospitals, AA, that kind of thing. And then you're being offered this new path with the Ace of Pentacles. But you have to make that choice. It seems to me like you're unable to at the moment with the Hanged Man. Like I said, things are not quite under your control just yet. But you do have choices. And maybe you're just taking these 2 weeks to figure out what that might look like, or to look further into it, or even just to get a different perspective of situations. But with the Ace of Pentacles is really nice there. It's kind of, it feels to me like a way out. I mean, she's even holding it, so this is that contemplating that kind of way out, or that new possibility. Now, this can also be because it's pentacles. It can be physical. So a new opportunity to change the physical part of you, and financial with the pentacles. But it's very practical with the Queen of Pentacles there. She's a very practical person. All right, so let's get some clarification cards, at least for the first two columns. Let's look at the Devil and the Five of Wands. The Moon. So the Moon always tells me that things were a little foggy, and we couldn't see all the information. This is also the subconscious. So when the Devil and the Moon come out, it is things that we were probably not aware of, and they sort of come to light with the Devil. Like I said, he shows his full hand. No poker face with the Devil. What you see is what you get, and you get attachment with the Devil. And what did the Buddha say? Attachment is suffering, right? So the Moon is your subconscious, and so I really do feel like the Moon is going to have a very big effect on you. It's a Cancerian moon, so it's not your moon, but it will definitely have an effect on you for sure. And so fears can come up all of a sudden that you will have to deal with when the Moon comes up, when the Moon is full, rather. But this can also say that this may take a full cycle. So it may be 4 weeks instead of 2 that you will be dealing with this. That's a possibility. And I also have the feeling that it's a collective thing. I don't think it's just you that is going through this psychosis in a way. It's kind of bending the mind a little bit because you're moving through your subconscious. And that can be a little bit weird. I mean, lobsters don't walk on Earth, right? They're water beings. Dogs don't bark at the moon because there's nothing scary about them, but there's just this weirdness to this energy. So things are a little bit strange, a little bit out of ordinary. You could just have a really strange feeling when the Moon, within this next full moon. But a lot of things will come up, and a lot of things will come up that you know you will have to deal with. All right, let's look at the Judgment card. And I also feel with the Moon, you could be quite moody and maybe a little maybe a little cranky, maybe a little, I'll say cranky, a little bit bitchy maybe. Because with the Queen of Pentacles, you need to ground. Okay. All right, in this case, yeah. This is about, the Three of Pentacles is about finding creative solutions. Necessity is the mother of invention. So when something comes up, you can use a quick judgment, and you're practical. Virgo, so practical. You can use your practical head to find creative solutions. And this can be on a very cooperative level with other people, because we do see that here as well. It's a group of people. So it's not just you. Like I said, I feel like kind of everybody, maybe the people around you, are going through this or feel this sort of something coming on, and maybe you're talking about it. And with the Three of Pentacles, it really is finding a creative solution to a particular problem, and that's a good thing. And like I said, things could be out of your hands for now, but you'll seem to make the right choice here with the Ace of Pentacles, and you can move on from it. And you can let go of any attachment or put things right with where the Devil is concerned. This could be at work, especially if you are in a large organization, or a small one for that matter. So I guess any work situation is an organization, as far as I'm concerned. So it could be at work, as I have a few pentacles, and she's quite practically involved as well. But the Queen of Pentacles is also home. So Could have something to do with home. Like I said, I think you'll come to good conclusions. I think a new path will be laid before you, and the instability will find its stability again. The Ace of Pentacles is my springtime card, so it might take until the spring before things really get settled. In the meantime, you do have to be that hanged man where you just have to have faith that things will work out okay. Because I do feel like there's going to be a lot of confusion around. And you kind of seem to hold the center here. Like I said, she's very practical and grounded, but everything else around her seems to be a bit wobbly with the fives. Right, so what the Spirit wants you to know, you have the Chariot card. The Chariot is about getting your thoughts aligned up with your head and your heart. It's taking control of the situation. Things get moving. So I definitely see that here happening. And it really is kind of like taking control of situations, which I find interesting with the Hanged Man. And maybe it's other people that need to have faith in you that you'll pull this thing through, or that you'll pull through, or some. But it is definitely taking control of situations. So taking control of the devil, taking control of things that we are attached to. It's a good card. It's a really good card for this reading. It's really getting practical. It's doing the hard work. It's pulling things together and just pointing yourself in the direction that you need to go and doing it with the Chariot card. It's control. All right. It's mental control mostly for me, because that's where we are led astray, especially with the Moon card here, which is our subconscious. So when things come to light, with the Hermit, or with the Hanged Man card, we're seeing these things from our subconscious in another light, in another perspective, and that is enlightening. It changes it changes how you think about things. And the thing about the unconscious is it comes up so we can be aware of it. And the awareness is everything. Subconsciously, we don't know that it's even happening, or I didn't even realize this was going on, kind of thing. And then it comes up with the Moon. So these could be, let's say it's a particular fear that you have. And it comes up with the Moon. If you face your fear, which is what you should be doing with the Devil, and the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles isn't afraid to face her fear. Absolutely not. She just does it practically. And I think you end up with a completely different perspective. And this leads you to a new path. And control. Okay. I'm going to leave you there with that. I think it's quite complete. It's a general reading, so it would be too difficult to get particulars, or I'd leave too many people out, so I leave it kind of broad. I'll be back in 2 weeks with a new moon reading. I'm doing the dailies, and I believe a video should be out, or a podcast on tarot and journaling with the next new moon. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. It's good. I learned something, so I know it's effective. Okay, thanks for listening. I appreciate it. Good luck with this. You will do fine. You will be practical. And I'll be back in 2 weeks. Thanks for listening. Bye.